Good morning, grade 10s. We are going to continue with our chapter 4, solving basic mathematical problems using Delphi. We are in fact concluding our module or our chapter with module 4.4 today, which is all about variable scopes. I'm going to tell you about what that is in a minute. Before, I just want to remind you of what we know about variables up until now. So we've learned in chapter 3 that they have obviously a name. Then we know that they have a data type. We know that they receive values, and those values can change either by calculation or by whatever other reason there might be. And we also know that they are located in memory. So it's an imaginary box that we can use to store values temporarily. So if we look at our textbook, and this is exactly what I've named, we are going to add another another thing to our list about variables, and that is scope. So if we have an event in our program, like a button, and we declare our variable under that event with a keyword var. That means that only that event can access that variable. We call that the variable has local scope. Scope has to do with the place where it is accessed. So if it's local, only a specific event can access that variable. If I would like more than one event to have access to that variable, we have to declare our variable in the var section or under the private section of the unit. So, and we call that a global scope. So over here we have global scope, and over here we have a local scope. So scope is all about where am I going to declare my variable. So they have a guided activity here. You are welcome to read through that, but I actually have created my own little program, and it looks like this. I'm going to zoom in. We have a very simple program that if I run this, I want to be able to enter a name, and there's some code that you don't know yet, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you what to do. And then I want to display the name that I've received under this event. When I click on here, I want to display it. So for now, if I run this, I have to zoom out and bring my form over, and I can zoom in again. So if I run this, I actually have a little box that enables me to enter my name. It prompts me, please enter your name. Okay, I got it. Press OK, and then I've just, display the name, hi Thomas. But now, if I want to click on this button, nothing happens because it does not know what I've entered here. I've created sname locally, and when this event was finished, the variable also finished. So let me show you how the code of this button looks. So we have here, I've declared my variable sname. And then I have sname, and this is now code that you don't really know, but this line, the input box, receives a value and assigns it to sname, and I can show my name over here. I'm going to copy this, or I'm actually going to cut this, and I'm going to go back to my form and press on display name, and I want to display this name over here. So if I run this now, it will actually give me an error. You can see that there's an error. And what error is there? Okay, it highlights this, and it actually tells me, if I go to the bottom here, it tells me that undeclared identifier sname. So that means sname does not exist. Now I could, for example, declare sname. I'm going to say keyword var sname, and then I'm going to have here that string, and that's it. Now if I run this, it actually allows me to run the program. I just have to find it. It's on my side again, bring it over. So I enter my name here, Thomas. And now I want to play here, and it must show me sname. Hi, but it doesn't display Thomas. Why not? Again, because the variable that I've declared here is local, and the value it received was lost with the variable once the event was finished. So what do? So this doesn't help. I have to declare my variable, this one, and I don't need the var. I have to declare this globally, and that I do under the var section. So if you scroll just above the implementation, over here I have a var, and there's already a form 1. But if I declare my variable over here and I run my program now, and I have to find my program again on this side. There we go. If I enter my name now, let me just put this a little bit higher, and I'll say Thomas now. So now my variable sname actually continues to exist, although I am done with the event. And if I click on here now, it will actually say hi Thomas, because this event has now access to the variable that was declared with global scope. We also call this variables with like unit scope. Their scope is for the entire unit. Another place where I could declare that is privately. And the difference between private and public, I can even declare it publicly, but the difference between private is that privately, again, only this unit has access to this variable. Later on, when we have multiple forms and multiple units within our programs, we can also declare variables publicly, which means that other units have access. So the access, the scope, becomes even bigger than local or global. We would call that a class scope, where an entire class or an entire program can have access to those variables. But don't worry about that now. For now, it is important that you either declare it here or under private, under the var section or under the private section of your program. And that is that. Let's go back to our textbook. So just as a reminder again, a variable has a name, a type, a value, a location, and now we added scope to it. So what I want you to do today is activity 4.11. There are 3 of them that you can do. Go as far as you can, and I really encourage you to do as many of them as you can, and experiment with the scope of variables. Tomorrow we are going to do a lot of activities within our consolidation activity. So you can see there is quite a number of activities that you can do, a lot. So if you want to, if you're bored and you want to start with this consolidation activity already today, by all means. I might even ask you to start with some of it as homework, but priority for me for today is activity 4.11. I hope you guys manage and cope. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Just pop me a private message or on the group, and I will respond to you as quickly as I can.